Okay, thought I would give you a nice tour of the Carter garden. We have never gardened before. This is our first year of gardening, and every day we get a basket of something. Today we have 3 yellow pulp squash, a zucchini, 2 pears, and a bushel of peaches. So as I walk around the garden, we just planted lettuce, kale, spinach, 2 types of lettuce actually. And over here, this will continue to be our blueberry patch. We have some blueberry bushes over here, along with mint. We have some mint because they supposedly grow well together, and eventually we'll put in 3 or 4 more blueberry bushes. As a pollinator, we have a nice honeysuckle. It's called Smart Tea, Sweet Tea. And then right here is our little Myers lemon tree, dwarf, and as you can see, we have some lemons coming out there. I don't know if I got them. There they are. And we have lots of pollinating plants around our yard. This right here is supposed to be a lime tree. Over here, this is one of my barrels of cucumbers, and as you can see, it's bursting with flowers. And somewhere in here are lots and lots of little baby cucumbers. I don't know if I can focus on that for you. There's one there at the tip. There's lots of baby cucumbers forming. And I'm actually getting ready to go buy some because I have some in the house already. Oh, there's a bee. Woo! Over here we have our tomatoes, and it stretches down the long wall all the way to the back of the yard. We have our tomatoes, more tomatoes, and we have our peppers, because peppers and tomatoes grow well together. Our zucchini plant gave us an additional plant. It must have had a seed and blew it this way. Over here we have a beautiful butterfly. Look at that. We have a beautiful butterfly visiting us today. And we have more peppers. Right here we have some good old jalapeno peppers. And then we have some cayenne peppers. And moving on down the line, we have our strawberry patch, which it's just now giving out its daughters. So we're catching the daughters for next year's harvest. This is our peach tree that I just took the peaches off. Over here is my pomegranate tree. And right here is my herb garden. As you can see, my cilantro is going to seed. I didn't get to it in time. But it is time to come out here and get my thyme and basil and a jalapeno pepper snuck in there. Or actually, I think it's cayenne pepper. And then we have 2 different kinds of sages. And I have about 3 different types of oregano, from spicy to Italian to regular. I also have chamomile, so I can make my own tea this year. I've already cropped 1 crop of basil, chives, and more thyme. So as you can see, my little spiral is my herb garden. Over here we have a watermelon. Where is it? Where did she go? Where are you? I'm probably looking right at her. There she is. Right there, my baby watermelon. She's about 3.5 inches in diameter. And she has a sister watermelon, which is about 1 inch in diameter. We have what we call the mystery plant, which we think is some kind of a head of cabbage, but only one of them is forming a head. Again, we have pollinators, little roses. We have celery and dill. And we have a little sprig of broccoli that we're trying to grow. So that's one planter. And as we walk along, we have our asparagus pot. I originally planted the asparagus roots upside down, so it's taken them a while to get readjusted to being right side up. This is our apple tree, which leads us right back to our second big planter, which this mammoth, and I mean mammoth, he is probably about 4 feet tall. Zucchini plants, there are 2 of them that I started from seed, and they have actually produced probably close to 50 pounds of cucumbers. And underneath the, or not cucumbers, I'm sorry, zucchini. And underneath the zucchini, we have red onions. Everything I'm learning is all about how to co-op planting between different species of pollinators with different vegetables that like the same type of soil. Here I have the most magnificent cantaloupe plant. Lots of blossoms, lots of potential. We have 6 different eggplants producing eggplants. We have our various sunflowers. And this over here is our papaya pear squash. You can see one down there forming. And this is our second large planter. And oh yes, I do have, out of this mammoth, I have 2, look at there, cantaloupes. One almost looks ready to pick. One has got a ways to go. All from one plant. And then we come over here. Here's our strawberry plants. You can see where we're catching the sisters, or the daughters. This right here is my bean plant. Again, more zucchini. And what is amazing is these big leaves right here, which are approximately 18 inches. You will never guess what is buried back here, besides an eggplant, is this huge pumpkin. Look at there. It's just starting to turn orange. This is a beautiful cactus. We transplanted it. And this right here is our beautiful black-eyed Susan, which will eventually sprawl along this fence to bring butterflies and bees. Scott Haverty made us our wonderful compost piles, boxes that we spin, and we put all of our organic matter in there. You can see the peaches that were eaten by the birds, and Mother Nature's doing her thing. So we will have nice, fresh, organic matter next year. This cactus, yes, it stands probably 30 feet tall, was here when we bought the house, and we have no idea what to do with it. But here's looking back over this section of my garden. Now what's amazing about this garden is that it only takes up a very small portion of our yard. As you can see, we have plenty of room left for more gardening, perhaps next year. These are my amazing little rose bushes coming in from my friend Gail Stone in Mississippi. They are offshoots of a 100-year-old rose bush that she has on her property, and I am so honored to have them. More cactus all the way up. Anybody want some cactus? Come and get it. We have, of course, we have to feed the birds. More sunflowers. Over here we are starting to cultivate. We haven't quite cleaned it all up yet, but we are starting to cultivate a berry patch. And when we're done, we will have blackberries and raspberries. And right now we have sunflowers in front of them to remind us to water them, and something for the birds when they start blooming. Over here, where we have Lucy, and Mackie just ran off, we have a little goji berry bush that's struggling. We've moved it 2 or 3 times to try to find it a spot that it would be happy. It's starting to root a little bit here, so that's a good sign. This is my greenhouse. This is where we make all the magic. And as you can see, I'm planting a pineapple, and there are seeds that are germinating, and pots. And of course, Lucy on one side and Mackie Doo on the other. There's Bud Bud. Say hi, Bud. Yeah, that's a Bud. Here is another cucumber plant. It too has lots of potential for cucumbers, but it's a different cucumber plant. This one here is more for I think kosher pickles. Roses. Here's my husband's grapevine, which we will eventually process to grow up and over to form a nice trellis, to which my husband laying in his hammock while I do all the work and the dogs are barking in the background. Say hi, Doug. Buddy. So there's the grapevine, and there's the infamous 18-foot kayak that we're hoping to get out to this year. Right here, that window is what our master bedroom should be, but it turned out to be my closet. So all this space out here will eventually be an addition to our house for our new master bedroom. In the meantime, we are growing yellow squash, crickneck squash. Over here, they like a lot of water. But as you can see, it's in a little container. And here is just one last shot of our beautiful garden. When we moved in here, just 4 months ago, there was nothing here. And this is what a little hard work and a little effort and growing a few seeds will get you. This is probably the size of a standard backyard. It has 10 yards of organic dirt. It has 20 yards of organic moo material. And it has probably 3,000 to 4,000 bricks. And it has 12 yards of gravel. And aside from that, it is our piece de resistance. We have never gardened, but we are sure enjoying watching the bounty of our effort. I thank you for joining me. Stay tuned for follow-up as we watch the lettuce and corn and all these vegetables mature and grow. I'm not sure I showed you my corn, actually. I will show you my corn. There is such a thing as non-GMO corn. And there it is. See? It's called Indian corn. It's that nice, bright, pretty purple corn that the Indians used to use. It's natural, non-GMO, and it's thanks to my friend Terry that we have this. This has been a sharing yard, and if you need any squash, zucchinis, onions, tomatoes, strawberries, just let me know. I'm happy to share. Anyway, have a great afternoon. I've enjoyed sharing the Carter Piece of Paradise. Enjoy. Bon appetit.